Watch this.
Wake up to reality.
Welcome to another episode of Reality Tonic. I'm your host, Spencer, alongside with the world-famous co-host, Rob. Rob, how are you?
Good.
Rob, it's been a minute, but we're back, baby. You know what I mean? We're back. And we are back with a vengeance. And we have, again, we're going global again. You know, we interviewed some people from Australia. Now we have someone from the UK. Am I correct? It's the UK, right?
Yes.
Folks, you can already hear the accent just with the word yes. Please welcome Francheska Welbourn. Francheska, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I feel literally honored.
Of course.
Oh.
So, Francheska, I came across you on Instagram. It just, something popped up and you had some really cool photos. You got, for folks just listening at home that aren't watching the podcast on YouTube, Francheska's all decked out. She has pink hair, you know, some cool makeup going on. And this is, it can be actually a little bit mild compared to some of the things that I've seen on Instagram. You know, you get some outfits there, you're dancing, you're doing your thing. And Rob asked a good question. He goes, what does she do? What's her deal? Like, can you explain to the audience at home, what do you do?
So I've been doing like nearly 7 years of modelling actually. And I actually started doing modelling when I did photography at college in uni actually. I still remember the first time I did just literally stepped in front of the camera. I was so nervous. I didn't know what the hell was going on. You know, when your first reaction was a smile, because that's what you just normally do, don't you?
Right.
In a photo. And I remember one of my mates came in because he was working with a professional model, and I was just looking at her, and I was just like, yo, you know, when you just had a symphony, like you was born to do something like this, like, because I feel like you can express yourself fully in the modelling industry. When I take photographs, it's like you don't know, it's like you can't find yourself doing photography as much. So that's why I stepped into the modelling world.
Bad girls, you can't tell them what to do. Goddess energy in the high heel shoe in the two seat.
So you're doing the modeling thing. And then have you always had this like bubbly personality and like the persona, you know, the stuff that you kind of put out there on your images with all the different color hairdos and the different styles and stuff?
Yes, I think this is what I love about modelling, because most people would just do like, you know, lingerie, but I always do a story behind my characters. So I'm a cosplayer. I love doing like cosplay, doing like fancy. I've always wanted to be a unicorn and a fairy sometimes. It's just like, I hate sometimes reality. I like being in my own world, my own little world in my head.
Put your head on my shoulder.
But yeah, I love showing my personality off in my characters. So each of my characters is literally inside of me, and I think it's so nice having to relate with modelling with your own personality. Because I remember when I first started modelling, it was literally it was scary, but I still like I was trying to find myself in the modelling industry. So when it was in lockdown, this is when I started experimenting with like wigs, because I hated dyeing my hair all the time. Literally, like, because it's just killing your hair. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy some wigs, 60 quid, why not? Like, but yeah, like when I've just always been a colourful person, even my personality. I love wacky things, and I just went for it, and I felt like I was at my potential where I should be at.
Rob is very heavily into the cosplay scene as well. You can't tell right now, but he is a huge fan. Now, the whole cosplay thing, I'm just going to get right to it.
Okay.
So with the cosplay thing, there is, you know, there's a whole other world out there, right? Like the anime stuff. And I know like even with Comic-Con and things like that, everybody likes to dress up. And, you know, they have these characters and things. But there is also that world where people can like fetishize that kind of stuff, right? So people dress, you know, the girls dress up all, sexy, I guess you could say, right? And then they have a huge fan base now. Now, do you think some of your fans are attracted just from the cosplay stuff, and that's why you have over 40,000 followers?
That's actually a good question, to be honest. I think everyone's interested in their own things, and obviously, I like doing lingerie because I feel like I used to be bullied when I was at school, so I had low self-esteem, and literally modeling made me like brought back my power, if you know what I mean, like with self-love, like confidence, and I just loved being in lingerie. I'm a bit of a perv myself, to be honest. I just love like seeing people so comfortable in their own skin.
Okay,
And,
so you understand that guys like this stuff. You're not, you're no dummy here, right? So,
well, sex sells, don't it?
yes,
really?
sex does
Yeah.
sell. Now, at what point, because I know you said you got picked on, at what point did you realize, like, hey, like, guys like me? Like, I'm no dork here. At what point in your life do you remember, like, oh, I got something going on here?
I actually don't know. I've just always been myself. And it's just nice when people's like followed your journey, and they always said like, I love your personality. There's people who's gonna love your personality, and some people's just gonna love your looks. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But I really don't. I actually don't know. I've just always been myself. That's all you can be, really. You only live once.
So those times you were getting picked on, did you still have confidence, or like, did you let that bother you, or was there a time where it was like, I don't know, I'm a mess here?
I think when you're younger, I think everything hurts you a bit more, like because you're just young, you're naive, you're gullible, like you just take everything to heart. But when I growed up, probably when I was about 18, I'm just like, you know what, because I remember my mum used to say like, they only hate you because they're jealous of you, and it's weird when you do something good. People tend to like hate people's success because they're doing good in their lives, and I feel like I should have picked that up when I was in school. Like I shouldn't have really been insecure and had low self-esteem because people was picking on it. Like there was a reason behind why they did it.
Mm-hmm.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, Spencer used to pick on me when we were in middle school a lot, and I think it's because he was very, very jealous of me. So
no, you know what it was, Francheska? I'm a big fan of breaking people down to build them up. You know what I mean? And Rob certainly
Yes.
needed some humble pie. But that's neither here nor there. We're best friends now, and I allowed him to be on this podcast with us today, and I'm allowing him to be our co-host. And as fans that are listening, he does have a good fan base of his own. It is all a persona. Don't let it fool you. He's Mr. Cute. No harm, that kind of stuff. But he is nasty.
He's innocent, but he's not.
Yeah, he's nasty behind the scenes.
I'm certainly the good cop to the bad cop.
Yes, that's right.
Come on.
That's
I'm the
right.
one. I'm here for the good stuff.
Now, Francheska, tell me, is there money in this kind of stuff? I know we're doing the modeling, and I'm sure that can be a lucrative business, but it also can be very competitive. There's a lot of people out there doing that, especially with Instagram and all this social media. It seems like everybody's a Instagram celebrity and all those things. Number one, are you making some type of money on this stuff?
Yes, this is my full-time job, so I'm self-employed. I do sell merchandise, and also I used to do OnlyFans, but I don't do that now because it really bored me.
So you did OnlyFans? Okay.
Yes.
So when I was doing some Google searches of you and stuff like that, I came across something where it was like, you offer modeling, your services and stuff, but I think it was you that said like no nude or something like that. Are you?
Yes.
So when you were, for those at home, I have a general idea on what OnlyFans is, but I can honestly say, as a happily married man with kids and stuff like that, I haven't been in the OnlyFans game. I know of an idea, and I have an idea of it. Is it always nude, or is there some girls that are on there that are just like, hey, here's my feet, or here's my lingerie and stuff, and people are paying?
The thing is, to be honest, it's kind of a mixture, really. So people just do it for feet, some people just do it for like lingerie, and then if they want to pay for more like exclusive, then it'd be more to the nude and adult. But like, yeah, that was literally ages ago. I was just like, when you tried something and then it's not your cup of tea. It's like it's not really feeding my creativity. I was just like, I'm not going to do this. I respect people who does it. You get a lot of money from doing it, but I felt like modeling was for me.
So you were doing nude stuff on OnlyFans?
Yes.
So does it
It's
feel? It must
annoying.
feel good to be able to have, like you said, this is your full-time job, to be able to do that without kind of, I know you said you respect the OnlyFans, but without having to go there, and to just be able to do your modeling, do your cosplaying, and not have to do that. It must feel great.
It just feels great because I feel like I just wanted to. I know modeling's like a different job compared to everyone else's, like retail and stuff, but I just wanted to follow my dream, and modeling's always been my dream.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
awesome.
just tried OnlyFans. Do you know what I mean? Just tried it out. It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Well,
Very
at least
hot
you can
topic.
say you tried it. We're trying to get Rob on there, and he is just,
I'm willing.
yeah, for all the folks out there, if you want to, I
Yeah.
mean, we're not doing Patreon. We're not going to steal money from the fans like that quite yet. However, we will collect for photos of Rob and video content and stuff. So please feel free to DM us.
Draw on your nipple.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
I can grow my mustache out, and obviously anybody would pay to see that. So.
Of course. Who wouldn't? Francheska, 40,000 followers on Instagram.
Forget that you're a stranger now.
When did you start doing your Instagram?
I think I was probably about 17.
17.
It's
You're
like
like 24
17.
now, right?
Yes, nearly 25 in November.
Oh wow. Jeez, you're getting old. Now
I know. I can see the different grey hairs already.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
Spring
There's
chicken.
muscle here.
Yeah.
So at what point did you realize, when you started putting your stuff on Instagram, did the fan base grow like really quick, or was it gradual? Because we're not anywhere near that number. We're growing, but not anywhere near that.
I feel like it's like TikTok. Like I don't really use TikTok, but OnlyFans, I don't know how it grew. It just got popular. Like the more I did it, the more it was just growing.
So now let's talk about men. Okay. DMs, people sliding into your DMs, right? How many messages? Now, when you say you get what are we talking about? Like how many?
Creepy.
How many DMs do you get a day?
Don't get me started. Probably I would say about 20 plus a day.
And this is from like new people, just like reaching out.
Like new. So there'd be new people, and then there'd be like my fans. But sometimes my fans is like very sarcastic, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not creepy, they're just sarcastic, because I'm sarcastic but creepy at the same time. But I do get these creepy people. There was one time, like, he was like, he had like a, I don't know how to say it. He basically contacted me like, oh, can I pay you for like, you sticking your head down the toilet, like, and someone's flushing it? I was like, yo, what? That is literally the weirdest message I've ever had. And I remember I told him, because I like creeping people, like, you gotta laugh at this. I said, like, well, I've got a poo fetish, can you poo in my mouth? And they literally blocked me.
They blocked you?
Yeah, they blocked me
Wow.
because I was like, I've got a poo fetish and I love it all over my face. Like, I
Wow.
like bathing in it.
So you
That's
think that was a
awesome.
serious request? A guy really wanted to pay you a sum of money to dunk your head in a toilet and flush the toilet or something like that? Like that's an interesting request. What other kind of requests do you get? I'm fascinated by men. I think we're all creepy people,
Mhm.
right?
creepy.
So like, give me something else.
It's just I think a bit more inappropriate, like, oh, I want some of your, like, oh, you want to see my, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just mostly just rude.
Mhm.
Now, do you
rude
respond?
messages.
Do you respond to these guys?
Nah, block them.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be
Yeah.
honest with that. Sometimes I laugh. Like, I'd be with like my mom or my mate, and I'm just like, look at this. We're both just laughing in tears because we just find it funny. Like, I don't take anything seriously when it comes to messages. I just find it like, oh, bloody hell, like, are you that desperate? You pay a prostitute or something or like go to porn. That's what I don't understand about people. Like, you got porn for free. and you can like pay for
Yeah.
a prostitute if you need sex. So I'm quite confused why people go to models, and I think that's what I get a bit pissed off with. You know, when it spoils the rest of the models who wants to do it for a job. Like, because there is models and photographers out there, like they just want to like work with models to have sex with them, or photographers the same, like vice versa. Like it, like I feel like modeling photography industry is literally dangerous as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I was
Like,
going to ask you about that because there is a certain amount of trust you need to have in the photographer, and even up to the point to even if you screened them and stuff, and then you get there and it just doesn't seem right. Have you ever had any poor experiences with photographers?
oh god, only one time.
Mm.
But it felt a bit odd because he brought someone with him, and I said to him, "Is it all right?" Because I always bring a chaperone. I always suggest to people bring a chaperone.
Mhm.
Like it makes you feel safer, it makes you feel comfortable. It's just for your safety, really. But there was a point where he came. He was, "I'm going to bring someone with me as well," but he didn't tell me before. Literally after the shoot, it was weird. It was like, gone on. He brought someone with him. Like, why you brought your friend with you? Because I've never had like an experience like brought the friends with them.
Mhm.
I felt literally, I'm not literally not lying, but I felt so scared. My gut feeling was literally haunting. Like even my mate was like, "This doesn't feel right," because it didn't feel right at all. Like I think when I said I was going to bring a mate with me, I think he probably thought I was going to bring a female friend with me. And
Ah.
do you know what I mean? So I was
So
just
you-
like, and he literally didn't. He forgot his lenses as well. A photographer, if it's your job, how can you forget your lens?
Right. Yeah, the one thing that makes you legit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Exactly. He said like, "Oh, I feel unprofessional," because he knew I needed to go to town to get my mum's a birthday present. So he said, "You go do your own thing, and then you can come back." He literally, we're gone out. Me and my mate was just like, "Right, I don't want to go back. Don't want to go back." He messaged me saying like, "Can we do it any other day?" And I was like, "Thanks for that." Like, because I was going to tell them that I don't want to do it now because my gut was tangled. You know, when your gut's saying something, trust me, believe it.
Right. No, for sure. So, creepy photographers, you bring a chaperone with you. I think that is great advice because, there is a lot of, air quotes, photographers out there too who aren't even really like legit. So, what type of screen? So, when I reached out to you, right, to me, that was just a shot in the dark because I'm like, the girl has 40,000 followers. I'm sure I'm just another weirdo in her eyes in the DMs and stuff like that, right? What type of.
I literally didn't think that at all. I was just like, "Oh my god," because I haven't done a podcast before, so this is my first time. But I'm always I love working with new people, and I hate this is what I don't get about some models. Like they up themselves, they think they need to be top end. Do you know what I mean? And that's what.
That is what gets her angry. That is what grinds her gears. So, okay, so you checked us out. So you weren't creeped out right away. You thought we were very professional. I know Rob kind of gives people an off feeling and stuff, but I'm there to balance it all out,
Oh my god. I'm
I checked you
amazing.
both on YouTube. I was looking. I was like, "Oh my god," because you know what? You remind me of someone so much. You know, Tim the Tap Man.
You talking to me
Oh.
or Rob?
Yes,
Me? Tim the Tap Man?
he's a Call of Duty YouTuber.
That's cool. You hear that, Rob?
Oh, I kind of recognize that name.
Rob, can you when we do this, can you put up a picture of Tim the Tap Man?
Tim
Just
the
for-
Tap Man. I'm googling him right. Oh yeah, I could see
He
it.
does do that because
Am I gonna be upset, Rob? Am I gonna be upset when I look at it?
Well, you're upset all the
compliment in my
time.
opinion.
Tim the Tap Man.
You'd like him.
Oh,
He's
all
pretty
right.
badass.
All right. Just another bald guy. All right.
Yeah.
Fair
He
enough.
literally screams when he gets pissed off, and it's so funny. I can't stop crying.
He looks
He's def-
tough.
He's definitely like, a kind of aggro male. So that's pretty much Spencer.
Listen, Tim the Tap Man, whenever you want to throw down, we can throw down.
Yeah.
I'm an
On
independent
Call of
professional
Duty.
wrestler. No, not Call of Duty, staged wrestling. Okay. Because that's reality, baby. And we're all about reality here at Reality Tonic. But
So wait, I have a question.
go ahead.
So you said before that you were a photographer before you started modeling.
Yes.
So do you feel like that knowledge and sort of being on that side of the camera, does that help you when you're modeling? I mean, you can't see what the photographer's seeing, but you understand, angles and stuff like that. I was just curious about that.
That's why I actually started doing modeling, because I wanted to understand enough of the camera and instead of like literally behind. But there is a time where, like, if I'm like in my 30s or 35, like there is an age that you can't do modeling anymore. And then I was like, oh, I can take my photography on board when I'm like older, and I can set up my own business with that. So is that more of an advantage with both of them?
Yeah, it's good to know how they're taking the pictures, so you could do it, if you wanted to. I'm sure you could set up a shot and then go get in it, or whatever you wanted to do, or photograph other people. So I thought that was interesting, because I don't know how many models usually know how to use the camera, know and understand angles and how it all works. So I thought that was cool.
It's easy because sometimes on the shoot I get so bossy. I don't mean to be bossy. It's just like, if you just take it like that, like it will look a bit better. And then they probably be like, "What is she on?" Like, because I don't like stepping in, because sometimes the photographer they know what to do. But like sometimes you just need a second opinion. Do you know what I mean? When you're doing your own work.
So do you get any female haters? Like, do you ever get any nasty messages from girls, or even, on the in real life? Are people nasty to you? I see you making a face there.
The way that it's, what I don't understand, it's just jealousy and competition, and I don't like competition. Like, just the competition you should be in is by yourself, but it's always models. It's always other models. It's so weird. I had like, someone told me like there was a model going around to photographer not to work with me, and I'm like, what have I done? Like, what have I done? Like, you don't even know me. Like, this is how it's so. I don't know how you call it, but it's literally the most negative industry as well. There's so much hate. There's so much competition. It's like I don't trust any other models. That's why I like being a lone wolf. I like working by myself, because then I know, like, when you're doing things by yourself, I feel like you can get things done quicker as well, and you don't have to feed in with all this drama. There's you could just suck in the drama so quickly with other people's stories, and it's I can't do that.
Interesting. Yeah, a lot of hate in there in that world with the models. Now, yeah, because I did notice on your Instagram there was something with you doing a dual photo shoot, and you made a comment that like you don't usually do dual photo shoots and stuff, but you enjoyed it with this particular model.
I feel the ground breaking underneath me. I can see.
Let's give her a shout out. What's her name?
Her name's Lauren, known the unknown.
Laura, known unknown.
No, known the unknown. I think that's what it's called, known the unknown.
All right.
But her name's Lauren anyway.
Okay.
That's
so
close enough.
What is the most interesting photo shoot you've done, or the most interesting job opportunity that's been presented to you that you actually did do?
I love working with like fashion brands. I think they're my favorite. Like people just want like to make their own merch, and then they want models to like promote it. I love working with those people. As I said, I don't really do any duo shoots, but I like doing duo shoots if they're really funky, different. I don't like seeing these girl on girl shoots, like snogging or like spreading their arse cheeks, and like there's more to that. Do you know what I mean? I like when people use imaginations, like getting into the creative mode instead of just doing the same old shit that we see every single day. Do you know what I mean?
Better bump it up. Better bump it up.
But I think the best opportunity is just working with different photographers, because you get their insight of their opinions on like their experience in the world, and then you can literally start thinking like, oh, I might use this, I might use that, because I sometimes take selfies at home as well, and I start like practicing. But yeah.
So I notice. Go ahead, Rob. Since you wanted.
Well, I was going to say. So, okay, when you're starting out as a model, is it kind of like Is there a certain time where it's like once you do a certain product or you've worked with a certain photographer that you see this like uptick in like your career where now like more people are talking about you, you're getting more gigs? Like how do you kind of how do you ascend in the modeling industry?
That's really a good question. But I don't know. I'd like taking things on a flow, if you know what I mean. Like even if it doesn't benefit me in any way, I like being a part of it because why not? Do you know what I mean? I just like experimenting with different things instead of just doing modeling. I could just experiment with like brands, and, you know, because I've done a lot of like videography, like doing modeling videos as well with directors. I've done acting. I've literally dived into the creative,
That's awesome.
like different genres. Yeah.
Rob, she was in a music video. The link's in her bio there. What's that band called again?
Oh God, I love this band. It's called Bang Bang Firecracker.
Bang Bang
Wow.
Firecracker.
That's
Now,
a cool name.
these guys reach out to you, and did you have to fly over there or something? Or are they in the UK?
They're from Stoke, so they are from the UK. And I've known Kieran for like, I think 4 years now, 5 years. So I've done a music video with him like 2 times. But he's brought out of a new EP. And I think we're doing any other one. I think so. But it literally was lovely to work with. I love rock music. Like
That's rock music. What I thought was really cool too is you definitely have some cool soundtracks there. You know, you got some Rob Zombie there. You got pretty much Rob, all the stuff that I like. You know what I mean? Like that.
The classics.
Yeah. You know, I can't even think of anything. Yeah, it's all, you know, Living Dead Girl, I think it was on. Like you know what's up. You know, you get some good taste in music. So music videos, you do that. Looks like you're on the cover of some magazines I saw, right? Or you're getting on some photo things. What's that experience like? Like, is that how you measure your success? Like, do you feel like, wow, I've made it? Do you feel like that yet? Or are you waiting for the next big thing?
Like every time like I'm in front cover, I always feel like that's a big accomplishment, definitely as a model. But I still feel like there is a lot more to my like success that I'm still waiting for, but I don't know what it is yet, if you know what I mean. I've done so much, but I'm still like, there's still the best thing to come.
For sure. No, that's great. Now tell me about, I know you mentioned Mom, and she knows what you do. She sees your stuff. Yeah. All of it. She sees you in your lingerie and all that.
She's like, if you it's so funny. She's like, if you're in nude, I don't want to see it, but if it's nice in the portrait, I like it. Like she's open, but she's like, I just don't want to see, you know, the lingerie bit. I was just like, no, that's fine.
And so you do share the messages with her and stuff like that, and you both seem to get a kick out of that. But she is aware of what you do. She just decides like, okay, I'll leave this part out. So you don't do, for the fans at home, again, this isn't for me, this is for the fans at home, you don't do nude stuff anymore.
No, I only do like nude, like fine art nude, the creative nude. There's like 2 nudes. I think that's what people get a bit mixed up with. There's adult nude, like open leg nude, and then there's fine art nude, so artistic.
So like for people in America, we're talking like Skinamax versus like, you know, hardcore porn probably, right? Yeah. You know, Skinamax versus so like, Pornhub.
Yeah, I would say like soft porn.
Yeah, there you go.
You can't see anything really, but it's just nice and soft and elegant. And then there's the hardcore porn, like you're just seeing tits and ass and fun out.
Right.
Now, I have a question. So if you have a friend, right, and it's a guy, and you're just friends, and then you see like when, you know, you said you had OnlyFans, if like at Jeff whatever, just donate it and you know it's your friend. Does that make the situation at all? Like, you just saw me naked, you know, like, is that a weird thing to deal with, or does it not bother you because you're very confident? Let me know.
I think it's weird when it's people from your past, if you know what I mean, from school. I find that so weird. And even like, this is what I don't get. It's like when you get more like successful, it's like people wants to come back. Like you're long gone now. You're in the past now. Like you should have been a real friend to me back then. Do you know what I mean? But it's just weird. It's like, oh my God, I didn't know you was this gorgeous. Like what? Like you only realize now instead of then. What? I don't get it.
Hey,
That's
Rob,
right.
do you want to know how I know Francesca's making some money? And I know she doesn't want to talk about it, but I'll tell you how I know she's rolling in the dough. Not only did Francesca come over to our side of the world, to the US in New York City for the first time. Happy you had a good time, by the way. She flew first
Yeah,
class.
wicked.
Wow.
Okay. And you should have seen the food and just she was doing all this cool stuff. She was at spas and all that stuff. First class. What is that like?
I've never done that.
Oh my god, it was so gorgeous. Like what do you call them? You know those people, I don't know what you call
The
them.
flight attendants?
They look after you. They're the ones, and they really look after you so well. It's weird. Like, do you want, like, when we got on the plane, like they offered you champagne or orange juice. Obviously, I'm going to take the champagne. But yeah, like everything was free, so you could pick your starters and then your mains and then your dessert, and then you can have more drinks or whatever. It was a nice TV, so you can literally pull out as in a bed if you wanted to go for a nap or a sleep. It was so.
Wow.
Dude, she was literally laying on a bed. Like you should have
You
seen
get
the thing.
hot, wet, like a wet towel, right, to just like put over your face.
They gave
or
her
something like-
pajamas, Rob. She was wearing. Didn't they give you
Wow.
pajamas, Francesca?
Yeah, it was like at night time. No, they give you like these free night pajamas. That was so wicked. I was like, yo, it was like enlarged. So I'm like
Wow.
sagging in it.
That's awesome. So this was your first time in America, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
What was your first of all? Why'd you go? Was it just a vacation, or did you have some business over here?
I literally New York's been a dream since I was like 12 years old, and like watching movies like Home Alone 2
Mm-hmm.
and Ghostbusters. I was just like, I need to go over there. Like, I need to see Central Park. I need to see like Times Square. I need to see the Statue of Liberty. I need to see this. Like, I literally cried as well. It got really emotional for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was a good experience overall for you.
It was a great experience, but I didn't feel safe, if that makes sense, because like you don't know who. Because I actually got sexually harassed.
Tell us
I'm
more. You got
sure.
sexually harassed in New York City?
Yeah,
who knew?
It was in Subway. He looked
No.
like he was on something. I'm not even lying. I looked at it because before we got on the subway, like there was this person. He just looked odd. We got on it, and then we was going to come off. I felt a hand poked me 2 times on my arse. I was like, yo. I turned around, I was like, did you just poke my arse? And you could tell that he was on crack or something because his pupils was massive, right? And he was like, I didn't even know what he was saying because he was like, and I said to him, like, if you ever touch me again inappropriately, I'm going to smash your face, mate. Like, I'm not a violent person, but if you're coming into my bubble like that, no. Break I'm going to break my fists.
Wow. Yeah, you have to be tough in New York. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry you had that experience, but I'm not surprised. New York City, subway, that's
Rough.
like, of
And I
course
know
something weird
exactly.
happened. Yeah.
I told Mummy I don't want to go in the subway, so everything bad happens there. And guess what? I said that before and it happened, didn't it? What a coincidence.
Of course. Of
Yeah.
course. Would
So
you
would
ever
you-
go ahead, Rob? Go ahead.
Well, what do you think of New York City in general? Like, I mean, could you compare it to, what do you think?
Oh,
Is it
it's
crazy?
beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the craziness. I love how, like, I love the bars as well. Like the bars, you have like rooftop bars. It's better than flipping London.
Oh, yeah. I was going to
It's just
say,
so
like,
much.
comparison to London, because I've never been to London. I've been to New York City. I assume London's like safer, cleaner. I don't know, bigger.
I would say it's a bit more chilled. I mean, it's still busy,
Mhm.
but compared to New York, New York's a lot like wild, like loads of people around. Like,
Yeah.
but there's so much more to London, well, New York. If you know what I mean, there's so much to look at, and I think that's what's beautiful. Like, you need at least like a month to stay to New York to literally see everything.
And so, Rob, even though she was there on vacation, she was a little celebrity there in New York too. People were taking pictures with her, right? Wasn't there a couple people that wanted to take some photos with you and stuff like that?
It it was so weird because I've never had that. Like, I was just in my rainbow wig. I was like, oh, I'm going to go for that on the second day. And I just had like literally 20 people like came up to me. Oh my God, I love your style. Oh my God, I've never seen it. Because back in like UK, I feel like everyone, like you mostly see it, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
We're quite open. Like we always see like bright hair and different styles. So it's just mad that people want to take photographs for it. I'm just like, oh, this feels weird. What
Now-
nice.
Do you have people that recognize you like from Instagram and are like, you know, I know you, and they come up and want to take pictures and stuff like that?
There was actually a person that she messaged me on Instagram like, was you in New York? I was shouting at you. And I was like, I didn't hear you. Like, I physically didn't know, you know, because how busy it is.
Mhm.
He was just like, I knew it was you. Like, I was like, oh, I'm really sorry. You should have literally came up to me and tapped my shoulder, like, oh my God, are you a friend? Like,
Mhm.
so, like, yeah, I could have, if it was more quieter, I probably would have heard them and said hi.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool,
bad
though.
now.
That's really,
Yeah,
really, really cool. It's how you know.
Across the pond.
Yeah, it's how you know you're doing something. That's serious. Let's go back to So when you're dressing up and stuff like that, right? It just doesn't seem like something that you can, this is you look great with or without the makeup. But what I'm saying is when you doll yourself up and you do all those things, how much time does something like that take?
So if I'm going like this, like full whack or very creative, it will take me like 3 to 4 hours.
Yikes.
But when it's just like eyeshadow, like yesterday, I just put eyeshadow on. It only takes me like an hour.
Wow. Even that is a long time
I'm a
for
bit of
us.
a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely some effort was put in there too. A lot of good stuff there. Are you on your phone like all day long? Are you always taking pictures and stuff? Like, you're not?
Like there'll be days where I'm like, I've got an idea straight away because like, I love capturing things that how I feel, if you know what I mean, on that moment. So it probably like it'd be like probably twice a week, and then I'm just like probably put my phone to the side and just watch some YouTube on my laptop, and yeah.
Wow. I think that's great that you're able to support yourself on this because it seems like a really tough business to get into. You can be pretty, but you need to be active on social media. You need to stay busy, always looking for the next business venture and stuff like that. What was
I
your
think
funnest?
it's self-discipline.
Yeah,
Sorry.
definitely. No, that's okay. I mean,
Oh.
it's hard for us just on the podcast too because we rely solely on guests, right? So that requires
Yeah.
discipline on my part to book people, discipline to get Rob to even show up on time.
Come on.
There's a lot of effort there.
So wait, I had a question. I know you're building up to a question, Spencer.
I was, but go ahead, interrupt. It's fine.
I just love interrupting. It's how I
Sure.
gotta put my hand up. So when
Sure.
you have like 40,000 people on Instagram, right? Like I have like 200 people, whatever. Is your phone, are you getting notifications like all day long? It's like such and such shared a post or a message from this. Like, is it like constantly when you have that many followers, or what is it like?
Like oh God, okay. I do post sometimes every day, but not every day. I like sometimes you just need to step back and actually like focus on your life because it's not always going to be about social media. Do you know what I mean? You have your life to live as well. But sometimes I just like I don't like keep pouncing like photos every day because I feel like it will get boring. And also Instagram has been literally shit as
Oh,
well. Definitely with photos because it used to be like a photo app, didn't it? And now it's like trying to turn into TikTok, so it's more based on reels now. And I feel like it's well with photographers and models, it's kind of fucked us up in that way, in that aspect, because it's not really reaching or engaging with the rest of your followers, which is quite a shame. But that's what I don't understand about social media. I think that's why sometimes I give up sometimes, but you need to keep going. You can't give up. That's the thing. You need to keep going.
Francheska, I feel bad for some of these guys that are reaching out to you, and I'm going to tell you why. Because she does the best she can, it looks like, for her responding to the comments, right? It's all, you're so beautiful, bunch of fire stuff. Girl, you're amazing. Love this, we're all that. How do you pick and choose when to respond to somebody? Because she responds every once in a while, but then there's a couple poor lost souls in there that, 5, 6 comments deep that get nothing from Francheska. If I'm a fan, what is the best chances of you responding to me, at least in the comments? What can I say that's original? How do you decide when to respond to somebody?
I just like when they're just genuine, like they don't want anything from you. They just want your company, if that makes sense. Because I do have a lot of fans, like they always look after you. They always say, "I hope you're alright." Like they always say, "Oh, you make my day when you respond to my messages." Oh, bless you. Like, it's just genuine. I don't like message people who like just want something else. Do you know what I mean? Just want a bit of vagina.
Now, are you able to like kind of sniff that out? Like, do you know when someone's leading up to that? Like, you're beautiful. And then you write, "Thanks, sweetheart." And then it's like, "I really love your stuff." And you're like, "Aw, thanks. Man, I wish I had
compliments, isn't it?
Yes, but don't they, when do they start getting a little creepy? Like, have you ever seen it turn like, start heading downhill? What happens?
Like,
Come on, give me
it'd
something.
be like a normal conversation, like, "Hi, how are you?" "You're all right, I'm fine, thank you. See you doing well," stuff like that. It's like, yeah. It's just like, "Oh, do you send nudes?" I was like, block. No, not block. I'm like, just ignore. Just like, because sometimes I feel like silence is the best power.
Yeah, for
Do you know
sure.
what I mean? Silence is the one. Because when you silence people, that's when they're like, "Shit, they don't. This person doesn't give a shit." No, like I don't. If you're talking about want nudes, I don't care about that. Go away.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you figured there's got to be that. You're like, "Oh, they seem really nice."
Yeah.
Oh no,
That's how it tricks you. That's how it tricks you. People know how to slime their way in really good. They do manipulation. That's the thing.
Oh
And
yeah.
when it goes, and then the question comes like boom, quick, run away.
Of course. So it sounds like you're living your best life. I mean, you're happy. You're happy where you're at.
I'm really happy. I feel like if my younger self saw me today, she would be so proud.
And listen, you're young. Just got to keep getting better and better, I'm sure. And I wish you all the best of luck. So if people want to find you and people want to figure out, I want to know what this girl looks like. I want to see her stuff. I want to, support her in any which way. Where can we find you? List everything for me.
Just on Instagram or Facebook, Tonic Official, or Francheska Alexandria Welbourn.
Wow. Look at that, folks. Rob, do you have anything else?
Not
I
really.
know, Rob, you've been really quiet there, show. You're all right.
Yeah,
I'm the very quiet. I'm the quiet guy. I just kind of.
Oh,
I'm
it's
here for
cute.
emotional support.
Hey, you just called him. Watch this, Francheska. Well, after this, you got to get a follow and you got to get 15 DMs from Rob telling you how beautiful you are. Watch.
Oh my god! See what he does to
Thank
me.
you.
Yeah. Hey, cutie.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Hey, great work. You're so beautiful. You're so talented.
That was great. Wait, do you send? No.
Yeah.
Oh, God, when I start farting, man, it smells like flipping shit. You won't like me then, I tell you that
Yeah.
now.
Excellent.
I have
Listen.
some donkey dick coming out now.
Oh my god, there she goes. Listen,
Wow.
there's a fan. There's a whole other scene for that too, Francheska. So while you're thinking you're turning people off, you're getting some people excited for sure. Yep.
Yeah, by poo.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, it's a whole genre.
Mhm. So folks out there, this is Francheska. You can follow her on Instagram. She is getting very famous. I mean, she's global. She's on an American podcast now. So you pretty much made it. Congratulations to you and all your success.
Oh, thank you ever so much for having me. Seriously, this has been literally a wicked experience. I loved it.
For folks at home, so she's in the UK, so she's 5 hours ahead. So Rob, if my math is correct, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. We're at 2 a.m. over there, right?
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. And now
I'm going to see like a baby.
Are you going to take all that stuff off, or are you just going to fall asleep?
Taking all this off. Oh God, I can't sleep with makeup on. You imagine waking up and you've got all sleep, like you can't open your eyes because it's all stuck. It's like you've just got a cum on your eyes. Thank God.
Francheska, one last thing. If you had any advice for somebody wanting to make it being a model or being, a social media influencer and stuff, what is your best advice?
And my best advice is like, if you want something, like always keep fighting for what you want, because I feel like that's never been a problem for me, because like you have to have motivation, you need to have dedication, you need to be a really good promoter as well, promote all your photos. The best website is Purple Pork. That's to do with modeling and photography websites. It just gets your work, and I think if you want to get into modeling, I think you should build your portfolio up. So do TFP, so like free, like so you're both doing like, so you're not getting paid for it, you're just getting free, but to build your portfolio up. So when you have like 2 years of experience, you know when to charge, like your own rates. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I can.
I have one more question that I just remembered. Has any celebrity slid into your DMs or reached out to you? Like, checking your stuff out.
There was one. His name's Andy James. He's from Butchie Babies, the guitarist.
Butchie Baby?
Yeah.
That's a great band name.
He's unfollowed me now. But I don't know.
Oh.
Butchie Baby.
Butchie Baby. And do you want to get into those details, or are you all set with that?
No, like I haven't messaged him. He just followed me for some reason. I was just like,
Yeah, and then his wife caught him, and then he unfollowed you. I think that's what happened.
I don't know. Probably, I don't know.
You'll never know.
All right, shout out to Butchie Baby.
All the time, don't they? Like, okay, bye.
That's right. All right, folks. Well, you heard it here. Reality Tonic Podcast. We have Francheska Welbourn and our Instagram famous model and cover magazines and stuff like that. Music videos. You're doing it. Podcasts. We're in it, baby. We're making it happen. And we're happy to support you as much as we can. And we'll provide a link in the bio and all that stuff. I mean, a link on our description for YouTube, and we'll put all that stuff out there. And thank you guys very much. And we will be signing off.
Wake up to reality,